Jennifer Aniston's decision to forego adoption in her journey toward motherhood, or rather her deliberate choice not to pursue it, has long been a topic of quiet intrigue in Hollywood circles, where personal choices often become public fodder. In a candid revelation that peels back layers of one of entertainment's most scrutinized private lives, Aniston has articulated a perspective that challenges the narrative of biological motherhood as the ultimate fulfillment. Her stance isn't born from indifference or oversight but from a profound self-awareness, rooted in years of introspection amid relentless media speculation. For Aniston, who navigated the pressures of fame from her friend's heyday through her acclaimed dramatic turns, the path to family was never about checking societal boxes. Instead, it was a deliberate navigation of what felt authentic, even if that meant walking away from the adoption route entirely. At the core of Aniston's reasoning lies a deep-seated commitment to organic connection. She has often spoken about the complexities of building a family in the public eye, where every decision is dissected under a microscope. Adoption, with its bureaucratic labyrinths, emotional uncertainties, and the added layer of celebrity scrutiny, simply didn't align with her vision of parenthood. "I always knew it wasn't for me," she reflected in a rare, unfiltered moment during a podcast appearance, her voice carrying the weight of someone who has weighed every angle. This isn't a dismissal of adoption's beauty, far from it. Aniston has praised friends and colleagues who have embraced it, acknowledging the profound joys and challenges it brings. But for her, the process evoked a sense of imposed structure that clashed with her desire for a family dynamic that flowed naturally, unscripted by external timelines or approvals. This perspective ties into broader themes in Aniston's life: autonomy and resilience. Rising to fame as Rachel Green in the 1990s, she became the unwitting poster child for millennial womanhood, relatable, aspirational, endlessly relatable. Yet behind the curtain she grappled with the "when are you having kids?" barrage that shadowed her for decades. Divorces from Brad Pitt and Justin Theroux amplified the noise, with tabloids painting her as the career-obsessed archetype who chose fame over family. Aniston pushed back, notably in a 2016 Huffington Post essay where she decried the objectification of women's bodies and choices. Adoption, in this context, emerged not as a solution but as another potential arena for judgment. What if the world questioned her worthiness as an adoptive parent? What if privacy, already a luxury she couldn't afford, evaporated further? These weren't abstract fears. They were lived realities shaping her resolve to parent on her own terms, which ultimately meant not at all in the traditional sense. Delving deeper, Aniston's reluctance also stems from a philosophical stance on legacy and fulfillment. She has built an empire of influence through her production company Echo Films, her wellness brand Vitality, and roles that showcase women's complexity, from the sharp wit of the morning show to the vulnerability in The Good Girl. Motherhood for her isn't confined to raising children. It's about nurturing ideas, stories, and communities. "I've mothered so many things in my life," she once mused in an interview, gesturing to her creative output and close-knit circle of friends. This reframing challenges the binary of biological versus chosen family, positioning Aniston as a matriarch in a broader sense. Her godchildren, nieces, and the young actors she mentors fill a space that feels genuine, without the strings of legal or societal validation. It's a quiet rebellion against the motherhood mandate, echoing voices like Oprah Winfrey and Cameron Diaz, who have similarly opted out of traditional paths. Yet, this choice wasn't without its emotional undercurrents. Aniston has been refreshingly honest about the grief that accompanies such decisions, the societal sting, the what-ifs that whisper in quiet moments. In therapy sessions and late-night journals, she confronted the internalized pressure to conform, emerging with a piece that prioritizes mental health over milestones. Adoption's appeal, giving a child a home, resonated intellectually, but the practicalities loomed large. The matching processes, the home studies, the potential for heartbreak if bonds didn't form as hoped. For a woman whose career demanded constant availability, these variables felt like too much uncertainty in an already unpredictable life. Instead, she channeled that energy into self-parenting, fostering a relationship with her own needs that many envy. Publicly, Aniston's revelation has sparked empathy and debate. Fans, long protective of her, applaud the boundary setting, seeing it as a permission slip for women everywhere to define family on their terms. Critics, however, parse it through lenses of privilege, how wealth and fame afford choices others can't. Aniston acknowledges this, using her platform to advocate for fertility awareness and mental health resources, turning personal narrative into collective good. Her story intersects with cultural shifts, the rising child-free movement, the destigmatization of singlehood past 40, and the reevaluation of womanhood in a post-Roe era. By sharing why adoption wasn't her path, she normalizes the no as a valid answer, not a failure. Reflecting on her evolution, Aniston traces this clarity back to her 30s, amid friends' zenith. Surrounded by castmates building families, she felt the pull but also the freedom to pause. Travels to Greece, her ancestral home, grounded her in stories of resilient women who thrived without children. Friendships with powerhouses like Courtney Cox and Sandra Bullock, fellow child-free icons, reinforced that fulfillment is multifaceted. Today at 56 she embodies this, glowing from within whether hiking with her dogs or directing her next project. Her home, a sanctuary of mid-century modern design and lush gardens, buzzes with life, dinners with friends, script readings, moments of unhurried joy. In essence, Aniston's choice illuminates the spectrum of womanhood's possibilities. It's not about never wanting kids but wanting the right kind of legacy, one that's hers alone to craft. As she navigates this chapter, her story continues to inspire, a testament to the power of saying no to paths that don't sing to your soul. In a world quick to prescribe, Jennifer Aniston reminds us, the most revolutionary act is choosing yourself.